In 2004, the One campaign was birthed out of an idea that people would come from all different walks of life, all different kinds of religions, all different kinds of backgrounds, and work together with one voice to deal with issues like AIDS, poverty, debt relief, and particularly caring for children who are the most vulnerable people on the planet.
The One campaign is a historic effort to end poverty as we know it.
The issues of poverty, particularly in Africa, are a concern for all of us. Whether we're Muslim, whether we're Christian, whether we're Jewish, Zoroastrian, Hindu, Sikh, or of no faith, but believing that together all of us can make a difference.
Is one voice for everyone to come together to fight the most important issues of our time.
The One campaign is trying to mobilize the conscience, the engagement, the involvement of people of conscience here in the United States to say we can make a difference.
With Africa being so far away, many people here in America who've never been there cannot imagine how really extreme the poverty issue is.
Half of the world lives on less than $2 a day. They don't know that 1 billion people live on less than $1 a day.
We think that poverty means that you don't have a Nintendo, PlayStation, you don't have cable in every room, but we don't understand that poverty in developing nations means that this child doesn't have clean drinking water.
People are making decisions if will my child spend their day in school or will they spend their day retrieving water?
There's 77 million children around the world who do not have the ability to get that education.
There are 13 million kids in Africa that are presently orphaned because of this AIDS crisis. We can step in, we can make a difference, we must make a difference.
Actually, treatment for AIDS, it's called the Lazarus effect because it actually brings these people who look like they're about ready to die back from the dead. And it costs like $1 a day.
Over 1.5 million people are alive today because of AIDS drugs that were supplied by the generosity of Americans.
For the cost of $5 to $10, putting up a malarial net over the bed of a child is a difference between life and death.
For $20 a person, we can make a difference in the life of someone in Africa so that they can have access to clean water and lead a healthy, basic life.
For very little money, we can do so much. When you're given that great an opportunity by God to do so much good, we really can't afford to step back from that.
The reason why I want to be involved in Africa is because I'm motivated by the strength of character that I've seen down there.
The only way to serve God on earth is by serving other people.
Dana, or charity or giving, is one of the niyamas, which are considered the obligations that we have to do in society.
Our traditions, both the Muslim and the Jewish tradition, has a verse that says that a person who saves a single life, it is as though they saved the world.
And it's not just meant as a nice aphorism. The truth is that, within each of us is an entire world of possibility.
Recognizing the person, not just across the street, but also across the world as our neighbor, this is just a huge part, in my mind, of Christian discipleship.
In Islam, we are told that God does not accept our prayer if we go to sleep, yet our neighbor goes to sleep hungry.
None of you will be believers until you love for your brother what you love for yourself.
Where we live should not dictate whether we live. I think we have a very clear call to take care of our sisters and brothers who are in need.
There are so many ways in which we over here can reach out and give back.
We believe that as people of faith that we should let our elected leaders and the people who are running for election know what's important to us.
Politicians have to be responsive to people who they represent.
We want to signal to both parties and the leadership of both Congress and the Senate is that this agenda is something that must be addressed.
You can do this with a phone call, with a conversation, writing a letter, sending an email.
Go to a town hall meeting and make your voice known. Stand up and ask important questions about what the candidate plans to do to fight extreme poverty and global disease. At least speak out against it or say something about it.
There are certain issues that so transcend partisan politics that they demand the cooperation and attention of the American people as a whole and of the Congress.
If you're watching this and you're wondering, what could my church do? What could my congregation do? Well, one of the things you can do is be a part of One Sabbath.
It's an opportunity for all faith communities to come together and raise a voice.
And on One Sabbath, we all have an opportunity in whatever our faith tradition, house of worship, we can go to our pastor, our rabbi, our imam, and say, what are we doing?
Imagine there are 300,000 houses of worship. Imagine if they all got involved in one Sabbath. 300,000 houses of worship with 140 million members all pool their attention, their resources to really make a difference in poverty. What an impact that could have.
One Sabbath provides a wonderful opportunity for young people to understand who they are in this new global society.
My small voice can do such a big thing to put an end to suffering in the world.
I'm only one person, or I only have one voice. What's perfect is it's the one campaign. So you're already there.
If you have any sort of heart at all, then you want to take some sort of action.
Signing up for the One campaign could not be easier. You go to one.org and sign up, and that's it. You're part of us.
This is an opportunity for people to come together, joining hands.
We can do something about what people have seen as being impossible.
We know that we have the ability to reduce hunger and poverty and disease in the world. Do we have the will? The One campaign is our answer. We do have the will, and we know the way.